Let's get this party started. Let's get this trainer rolling. Let's get this. I'm out of analogies. All right. Welcome to Marketing, Advertising, Personal Promotion. These are basically the three topics that I'm going to be talking about today. Let's get into who we are and what we do. My name, of course, as I know, is Jim Newell. And I'm the Director of Marketing. Give you a little background for who and what I am. I am not a realtor. I'm not an agent. I'm not licensed. They actually don't want me to be. They just want me to do the advertising. They want a professional in here doing that. And that's what I've done. I've been in the ad agency business. I ran my own marketing company for a few years, and then after that went to okay, I'll say H.H. Gregg. I ran the marketing for H.H. Gregg. So any of you that recall H.H. Gregg, I was not there when they ran themselves into the ground. How's that? So I was there when they were a growing, vibrant business. And so from there, I was convinced to come over here to Carpenter Realtors to direct the marketing. A couple of reasons. I had younger kids, didn't want to travel quite as much as I was with H.H. Gregg, and also wanted to be able to say that I had more of an effect, more of a positive effect and impact on individuals rather than just as at one point I said, I'm not sure that I'm not that worried if somebody buys another washing machine. And so here I do have the opportunity to have a more direct effect on building your new real estate career. So that's what my goal is, to keep the company going and help you be successful, because when you are, then we all win. Andy Grimes is my marketing coordinator. She came up through the ranks here at Carpenter, and she knows more of the details than I do. So typically, if you'll ask me a question, I may not know the answer, but she certainly does, as far as specifics on how we are marketing your listings. That's most of what she is responsible for, are the elements that I'll talk about for getting your listings exposed to more potential buyers. Linda Newell, yes, there's a relationship there. Let's say yes, that's one of the reasons we hired her. But she is an excellent designer. And she's not just Carpenter's graphic designer. I'll mention this several times, so you'll remember it. She is your graphic designer. She is your art director for anything you need to build your real estate career. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but she's very good. She takes direction well. She gives you a good product, and when you get the final product from her, you won't need to do anything else because it's all ready to go. So that's who we are in the marketing department, the marketing staff. And what are our responsibilities for you? One is, I'll talk about this first, is exposing your listings to more potential buyers than anyone else can. This is very important. Now maybe not so much in a market like this where homes are selling this quickly, but what we talk about here is how can we make sure that your listing is seen not just by the right buyer, but the right buyers. It may be a matter of, okay, we've got an offer. We like the offer. It's great. Well, maybe you want a second offer that is your fallback type of thing if you have a fall through. Maybe you want multiple competitive listing offer situations. That's what exposing your listings to more buyers can do. We are reaching out to people who are looking for similar properties. We are reaching out to people who are in the area around your listing, who they may have a friend who wants to live in the area. And we are just doing it more effectively and more broadly than anybody else can do, certainly more than they will do. more than they can possibly do. So that is one of the things, is just making sure that your listings are exposed to more buyers. My other responsibility is managing the Carpenter brand. You see that logo down in the corner? That's what that's all about, is just making sure that our logo is used correctly. It's not all stretched out. We're not using the wrong colors, things like that. We don't get into much of that, but that's certainly one of the things that helps. We know that when you are meeting someone, you're the person they want to talk to. You're the person that they want to work with, but the Carpenter brand is your support vehicle. And so we want to make sure that our visual representation of that brand is consistent. We also talk about personal branding and promotion. When I say that you are the people that they want to work with. We don't kid ourselves that somebody is saying, "Oh, I'm going to call Carpenter Realtors because Carpenter Realtors I have to work with them." They want to work with Joe and Jim and Mary and all the, they want to work with the individual agents, and we are your support team. So how can I help you promote yourselves? How can I help you when we talk about personal branding? It's coming up with a point of difference that helps you be unique. I'll touch on that today. We will not get deeply into that because it's really something that we encourage you to do personal branding, but not until you've got your feet on the ground, not until you're, get at least a year in the business, know all the basics, get some momentum going, and then let's talk about branding yourself to make your marketing more effective. Number 4 on my things to do is improving our offerings. You'll see some of that where we say, okay, here's what we're doing this year. Here's how these things change. We're always looking for marketing opportunities that have legs, that aren't going to be flash in the pan, that, oh, this is neat this week or this year, but we won't do it next year because it just doesn't have the, like I say, the legs to make it valuable for us long term. So we're always looking to improve or update our offerings, being dominant, which relates back to exposing your listings to more potential buyers than other people can. And then managing our co-op advertising program. Co-op advertising is where two companies share in the expense of advertising, and both of them get value out of that advertising. Probably the best analogy I can give you for that is, say in your mail you see a flyer from Kroger or Walmart, and on the cover of that is, say it's just say Coca-Cola products, and they're selling 12 packs or 24 packs of Coke, 3 for $10 or $11. Well, that's not just Walmart or Kroger saying, I want to promote Coca-Cola. Well, they want more traffic in. They want to have a good deal to get more traffic into the store because you're going to buy something other than just that product. And they want to sell more Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola says, hey, I want to sell more product in Walmart. I want to sell more of it in Kroger. So they're going to share in the cost. That advertising, to put that on the cover, to print that piece, to distribute that ad. Coke is probably paying 40% of the cost of that particular page in that advertising for the purpose of selling more. And so that's the value they get. They both put their coin into the effect, into the offer, so that they both sell more. They both get value out of it. And that's what we're doing here. We want to be able to have you understand that if you're advertising yourself, if you're advertising your listings, and if it's going to cost you something in ways that we have the ability to help, then our goal is to help you pay for that. Because if you list a home, you sell a home, you know that we make some money off of that too. So why shouldn't we have some some effort and some dollars into promoting that. So that's what our co-op is, where we both put some effort or dollars into it. You'll see cases where we're putting the dollars into it as long as you put the effort into it. And so our goal there is to help you build your career by helping you pay for things. Some of the examples that I've got here are signage. I'll show you how we're helping you buy or co-op cost of signage. Flyers. We've got a program where we're paying for it, so it costs you nothing to produce professional looking flyers. Listing promotion, advertising, I'll get all into that. Direct mail is where you can mail to your sphere, you can mail to neighbors around a listing, and we're helping pay for that. Websites, personal promotion, how are we co-oping the cost of that as long as you put some effort into it? Your property-based CRM, your contact relationship management tool is a very valuable tool for you as long as you utilize it and it costs you nothing. And then design and production. What does that mean? Design and production, that goes back to the Linda Newell aspect. Unless you are a trained designer, unless you are married to, or a trained designer owes you a lot of money, then you probably don't have somebody who can do professional design for you at no cost. That's what our team can do for you. If it is going to promote your career, if you're going to get some value out of it for your real estate career, regardless of what that might be, then we're happy to do that for you. And it's going to cost you nothing. So the cost is, let's see, free. So it costs you nothing to do that. I'm going to keep, repetition, as Kavanagh says, repetition is the key to learning. So with repetition being the key to learning, your cost for any kind of graphic design that we manage for you is nothing. So please keep that in mind. It's one of those things that you can get great value out of it as long as you remember that cost is nothing and take advantage of it. Now I want to get into how we promote your listings. This is our home marketing system, Marketing the Home. Hey, that's how we came up with the name, Marketing the Home, and it's a system. Kill me. I need you guys to react here. Okay. So this is about promoting your listings, listing promotion. Number one, you have a seller. Their goal obviously is to sell their home. How can we make that an easier process or better process? Well, we can, with our home marketing system, our goal is to sell their home, of course, but it's to sell it faster, sell it sooner, sell it for more money. More money means, get it exposed to more people and potentially get more offers, faster offers, get more interest in that home, and at less inconvenience. Less inconvenience is about speed, faster, better offers, things like that. So selling their home faster for more money at less inconvenience is certainly our goal. How do we accomplish that? We accomplish that by exposing their home to more potential buyers. So that's our sellers. When we talk about exposing their home to more buyers, buyers are information junkies. If you have, of course, when you've looked for a home, when you're in the market for a home, put your memory cap on and say, I remember that, because when I did that, I wanted to see all the houses that could potentially be for sale. I went to 5 or 6 different websites because I didn't know that I thought I might find a home that wasn't on this website, on another website. I picked up the Sunday newspaper because I was looking for open houses or classifieds about homes for sale. I picked up a magazine that's about homes because there might be a house in there. I looked all over the place. When we are looking for homes. When we're in the market to buy a home, we are information junkies. And so for buyers, we give them what they want. What they want is information. They want to see homes. When they want it, well, they want it yesterday. But we can't accomplish that, so we're going to give it to them as quickly as possible. And where they want to receive it, they want to receive it everywhere. You know, they want to receive it right in front of them, but they want to see it every place they look. How do we do that? How do we do that is, it goes back to the basics of advertising. And that's what we're doing. We're advertising their listings. Advertising is about reach and frequency. Reach is the total number of people, potential clients, potential buyers who see our advertising. That's the total number. Duplicated, sure. And I'll say this, if you know, let's say I've got 24 people on this call right now. My reach is 24, but it's also my total number of unique people. Now, if we did this again, if you joined me again, then my reach, you know, would be 25 because I've got one duplicate. So reach is the total number of people who see the advertising, but you have to manage that along with frequency. Frequency is the number of times they see the ad. And what happens is the more times we see something, the more likely we are to act on it. I'm not sure if this slide is in here later, but Facebook did a study once where, this is only about 4 or 5 years old, where 90% of the people who see an online ad don't act on that online ad. They don't click that ad and say, "Ooh, I'm going to go there. I'm going to buy that now." But they do after they see, you know, the majority of them actually end up clicking after they see the ad 3, 4, 5 times. That's the value of frequency, is that we are remembering something more as we see it more often. My best example of that is our billboards along the highway. When you guys are driving around the highway, you know, around 465 or one of the highways around town, you might see a billboard that just came up for, you know, who knows what it is, but you see a billboard and you kind of notice it, but you're done with it after that. You don't remember what that billboard is until you've driven past it 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Then it starts to become part of your consciousness. That's what frequency does for us. So remember, we're talking about buyers, reach and frequency, reaching more buyers more often. So how does that relate to our marketing of listings? Our goal is multimedia. I can say that I don't know of any of your competition in this market that can talk about a multimedia plan. Ours is on-site, of course, signage. Very important. People want to drive by and see it. Neighbors want to see a sign. You want them to see that this home is for sale. Print. People still like to hold print and read it and look at it and stare at it. And mail is becoming more important to people these days. Television. We have the ability to put your listing on TV, advertise it on TV in a couple of different ways. Online. Of course, we're online. Of course, everybody's online, but how can we do it as well or maybe a little bit better? And the new media and technology, how are we utilizing those to help expand your reach for your listings? So listing promotion. I might be paraphrasing when I say your competition's marketing plan is our 3-point plan. See, a 3-point plan, that sounds important. Our 3-point plan is a sign in your yard, the listing in the BLC, and on the internet. That's where everybody looks. And you know what? I don't argue that. Of course, those are all vital pieces of marketing a home for sale. But it only Yeah, I say, and I know Dave Cabinets doesn't like me saying this, signage, the BLC, and the internet is for dummies because everybody can do it. Anybody can do that. There's nothing unique about that. Of course, I'm going to have your home with a sign in the yard on the BLC and the internet, but we're going to reach out to buyers, potential buyers, wherever else they might like to be. How would you like to see your home advertised in newspapers, in magazines, and on TV? I can put your home in a TV show. I can put it in its own TV commercial. How would are you sure that your listing is on all the top apps? We're going to create a video for your home. It's going to be absolutely on all the national websites and the world's largest relocation network. How would you like all this to happen in addition to just a sign in the yard and being on the internet? That's a point of difference. In advertising, we really do talk about a point of difference. How are we different or unique from someone else? And that's what makes us more memorable and more valuable to, in this case, sellers. So let's talk about your marketing plan, opportunities. First, signage. What's your point of difference? What makes you, as a carpenter agent, different, stand out? Number one is our design of signs. I could, but I'm not going to take credit for the design of these signs. It happened a year before I got here. But I have nothing but respect for the people who did that. If my house is for sale, I want people to notice it. And what colors are going to be standing out in front of that house? Certainly white and red. No matter what time of year, one of those colors is going to stand out more than somebody else's. And so I really like the design is nice. The carpenter C that sticks out up above, very unique, but the colors more than anything are what stand out and really, really make your listing visible. Now, how do we co-opt that? The signs that have your office number on them, in this case, the top section, those are no cost to you. Those are in your office. Just go grab them. They're all yours. The stakes that these signs go on, same thing, company expense. If you got 10 listings, you got 10 signs, no cost. That's all it is. The feature panels, what you see down here where it says sold, or where you see a feature panel that says 4 bedrooms or lakefront or basement or acreage, anything like that. Those are all feature panels. Those are all in your office. No cost to you to use those. Always use a feature panel on your signage because you want somebody to remember something else about that home beyond just it's for sale. And your open house signs, whenever you hold an open house, we're going to make sure that you're not paying for the open house signs. And the possibility is you'll have as many as 2 open houses on a Sunday when things are busy. So those are at our expense, no cost. That's that signage. Now, how do you personalize that signage to yourself? We have 3 options for you. One is what we call the sign rider. The rider is on the left side where you see Danielle Jackson, her photo, and her name, phone number, and email address. That is your sign rider, a color rider. You can also do one that is just your name and information. And you can always decide when to use either one of those. But those riders are $8 a piece. So that's, order as many as you need of those if you want to use that type of signage. So sign riders, $8 a piece. In the center are custom signs that fit on our existing sign stakes and posts. So what you would do, you would eliminate the office sign. You don't have to have the rider on this, but you would still use a feature rider. And then in this case, your picture is obviously much more prominent. Your name is larger. It is only your phone number on there. On the office signs, that's the office phone number, and then your personal phone number is in the rider. But in this case, it's only your phone number on the sign, followed by your email address. Those, what we call them corrugated stake custom signs, are $25 a piece. And the final version is for, we might call it luxury portfolio, but these are for if you wanted to have them on a higher end property. You know, the competition might say, "Oh, look at our post sign. We're cooler than those stake signs." Well, we can do the same thing. These are, I forget the name of the material, but they're not corrugated. They're the full-fledged quality signs. They have grommets, and they will hang on a signpost like you see here. These signs are $60 a piece. So you've got the riders that are only $8, $25 signs, custom signs that go on our existing stakes, and then hanging sign options are $60 for the sign itself. And then there's a company here in town, we don't do it, but they provide the stakes and they will install and take them down afterwards. So I think it's, sorry, since I don't pay them directly, you would if you do that, but I think it's $35 to $40 to have one of the custom signs installed and taken out of one of your listings. So these are your options as far as signage. What do I suggest? If it were me, I would go with the center sign because that's all my information in there. My picture is larger, and you're keep in mind your photo and your visibility is very important to your personal branding. Having people recognize you, who you are, and know you. When I talk about some branding things, I say, we see people on TV or in the movies, and we think like, oh, you know what, he's a nice person in that TV show. I like him and we start to recognize them. And if we saw them in a restaurant, we feel like, oh, I can go up and talk to him. Well, that's the same thing here. Making yourself kind of a celebrity because people subconsciously know who you are by your face. So if that were me, I'd probably go that direction, but we want to have the option for everybody. Let me show you an example of our signage it's just a crummy old picture, but what do you see here? Nod your head if you see anything that's not a Jeep. All right, then you see how about this? You see a carpenter sign, don't you? So that's what I'm showing here is the fact that down the block, that white and red of the carpenter sign is what stands out in front of the yard, in front of the house. If somebody's driving a neighborhood, if they're saying, I'm looking for, this home for sale, we want them to see it quickly. And so this is what this signage does. Is there anything else that anybody sees in this picture that stands out?
I see I think it's Century 21 sign.
You're good, man. You're good. Look back there. Back in the back. And you know what? He probably just saw it because he saw the post first.
Yep.
Saw the post and thought, hey, wait a minute, is that something? But here I am. Our carpenter sign is the one that stands out. That one is like, oh yeah, okay, great. It's dark against a dark background. It's just a point of difference. We want yours to be the first sign that somebody sees. All right, that's signage. Now, online promotion. Talk about promotion. What is your point of difference? Number one, everybody has a website. Ours is an adaptive website. It's HTML5. It's the latest technology. They're always keeping up on stuff. All of you have complete websites, customizable websites for yourself. People, your clients, your people can leave reviews and testimonials on your website. And we also have market activity reports. I'll share that with you in a bit, where it's just, again, point of difference to bring people back. We have, on average, nearly 100,000 visits to our website every month. And of those, nearly half of those are unique visitors, which means there's, 50,000+ different people come to our website. So they are coming to, obviously, they're coming to look for homes. Next point of difference as far as listing promotion is online syndication. We're not naive enough to think that buyers or somebody who's a potential buyer is just going to our website to look for homes. They go to 2, 3, 4 websites. Some people may just go to every website, and if they see a real estate section in it, they go, "Ooh, I'm going to see if there's something there." Your listings are syndicated to, I can't honestly say every, because I'm not sure it's every, but virtually every website that displays homes for sale. It's not just sending it out to Trulia and Zillow and Realtor.com and Homes.com and our website. It's on all of our competition's websites. It's on all of these lesser trafficked websites. Yours are syndicated to Google Maps to, look at these. These are things you probably never heard of, but I'll tell you what, your listings can be found on these websites. Is that a point of difference? Maybe not, but it's a competitive, you're at least competitive with everybody else. I do know that even to this day, the FC Tucker Company is not sending their company listings to Zillow. They I don't know if they have an argument with Zillow or what, but they believe that the information on Zillow is not up to date or accurate. Sometimes that can be the case, but here are 2 things we do. We send a direct feed to Zillow. So the information, if it's on our website correctly, it's on their website correctly. Sometimes there are things where Zillow has a house that used to be a FSBO or a rental or something that didn't get taken down. And this happens, I'll tell you, 3 or 4 times a year. Of all the listings we have, it might be 3 or 4 times a year when we have to have them fix something. And they are very good about, usually it's updated within a couple of hours when I send a request in. So they're very good about that, but that's a point of difference between you and the Tucker Company. But at the very least, you can say, yes, we are everywhere. Your listing is everywhere somebody might be looking online for a home. Next step is beyond, remember, all we've done so far is signage, BLC, and the website, right? So not really any points of difference there yet, aside from the signage. We're doing things at least competitively or a little better than somebody else. How's that? So let's take the next step and expose your listing to more potential buyers. How are we going to do that? Technology. Number 1, based on our relationship with Paradigm, who does our virtual tours, I'll talk about that in a bit. Every one of your listings is going to appear on YouTube. There is a video produced of your listing. You don't have to do anything to have that video produced or uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if someone were to go to YouTube or just to Google and search by the address, in this case, 14585 Dover Drive, Carmel, then the opportunity is there for this to come up. I won't say it'll always come up on the first page or anything, but it's your listings are on YouTube. And very few, if anybody else, can say this as part of their marketing for someone's home. So keep that in mind as you're doing a presentation. This is one of the things that is unique. Oh, I'm on YouTube. Okay. They may not think that's the most exciting thing on the planet, but it is a point of difference that helps you stand out from your competition. And then all of those YouTube videos link back to callcarpenter.com and the details page for that property where your contact information is found. Next up, it's what HomeSpotter calls Boost.
Hey, Jim, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Come in.
Going back to YouTube for a second.
Yeah.
Do you spend any ad dollars actually promoting any of those videos on YouTube?
No, we don't promote them. You can promote them, but we don't spend any money to push that. That's actually spending the dollars is now where I am here with Boost. So let me tell you what this is. This is, first of all, keep in mind, if you're doing a presentation to somebody, your competition may be able to say, oh, I'm going to boost this listing on Facebook. This isn't a $5 or $10 Facebook boost where your followers see this or something. This boost is a targeted ad on social media and online, display ads and social media ads. That is, it can happen automatically. It happens immediately, within 24 hours of the listing going live. But most importantly, it is targeted to neighbors, people who live within a mile or two, typically within 2 miles of that listing. Why? Because I might want to move in the same area, or I might know of somebody who is living in the area, and I want to live there. I want to move into that area, or I want to move to another neighborhood around this area. So it is targeted to neighbors of your listing. So they're going to see, the people down the block, the people within a couple miles are going to see your listing advertised online and in their social media feed. It is also retargeting. Retargeting is where somebody comes to, say, callcarpenter.com, and they search for Avon homes between $200,000 and $250,000. Well, if one of our listings matches that, then they are going to be retargeted and see this listing because it's a similar home. So we are not just posting, spending $5 to post this to Facebook. These are targeted ads to neighbors of the listing and buyers searching for similar properties. It goes live no later than 48 hours after the listing is live. Usually the next morning, you're going to see an email with information on that ad. So let me show you what these ads look like. Here's an idea. On the right side is your social media, your Facebook in this case post. Check out this home, 3-bed, 2-bath in Monrovia. Home's picture is big. Your information, your name, your picture is there, and it links back to the details page on callcarpenter.com. On the left side is the display ad. So somebody may be on CNN.com or bobvia.com or something like that, and they will see this because it's targeted if they live in the area or if they're looking for similar properties. This is what these boost ads look like. Now you see down on the right side where it says 13 likes and 3 comments and 1 share. When your listing gets a like or a comment or a share, you'll get an email alert saying that somebody commented on your post. Now, you'll be able to go in, and we've got some training for this, showing you this to you later, but you'll be able to go in and then comment back, or just, check their like or something. if you want to. You know, the opportunity is here to create a new contact, create a new lead. They may just like it, but you may come back and say, hey, you know, if anybody'd like to see this home, I'm happy to help. I've seen most people, when they are commenting or reacting to this, most people are tagging somebody else. They are going to tag their wife or husband. They're going to tag a friend who they think, hey, look at this house. They're telling somebody else to look at this house because they think the other person might be interested. That's a great opportunity for you to comment back on that and say, I'd love to show it to you. If you have any questions, let me know. And you want to be you don't want to be hardcore sales on that, just creating the opportunity for them to say, yeah, I'd love to see it. Or if they don't comment back, that's okay. They at least know that you've reacted back to them. But that's where, if particularly on the social media, you're going to get that alert when somebody either comments, tags, or likes it, and you have the opportunity to log into your Boost account and then comment back or just check mark, do something so that they know that you're available for them. Now, what does that cost? If your listing is above your office's median list price from the past year, then we are going to pay for that $35 week-long boost. Now, this is a full week, 7-day boost. Remember, it starts within 24 hours of your listing going live. It lasts for 7 days, and it reaches safely between 3,000 and 4,000 people. So your listing within this first week of being live is reaching 3,000 to 4,000 targeted potential people. If it's above the median list price for your office from the past year, it costs you nothing. And what happens is you will get an email. Again, the day after your listing goes live, you'll get an email from Boost, from HomeSpotter, and it'll say, congratulations on your new listing. Because it's above your office's median price from the past year, Carpenter is paying for this. Now, if you do nothing, then within 8 hours, that ad is going to go live. If you want it to go live sooner, you can just say, yes, let's do this. Make it happen. Make it so. And then it will go live fairly soon after that. You have a link there that if you wanted to edit the ad, if you want to change some of the description, or I'm not sure what else, typically the description, you can also change the photo. You can change all the information in the ad. But if you want to change it, you can click on that. It takes you to your dashboard, and then you can edit the ad. One important thing, do not forget this. When you see this, you'll see a link that says, now let's impress your sellers. Click on that. Enter your seller's email address and phone number, or at least one of those. What happens is they don't use this to sell anything to these people. They are doing everything they can then to make sure your sellers see the ad, because they can identify by the email address or by the phone number how to, don't ask me how, I don't know how, but they can identify how to target that seller so that your seller sees the ad in their social media feed, sees the ad when they're looking at things online. That is really impressive. First of all, you're going to tell them anyway, hey, I'm going to say it again. I don't like that HomeSpotter uses the name Boost on this, because if you say, hey, I'm going to boost your ad, then they immediately think, oh yeah, it's a little Facebook thing. Thank you very much. But you need to make sure they're aware that you are promoting their home to thousands of people who live nearby almost immediately after it goes live. But if you click on that Impress Your Seller link and put in their information, they are virtually guaranteed to see this in their feeds. And then they're going to say, oh my God, that's our house. You really want that. You want that to happen, to have them say, hey, I saw, this is so cool. I saw your advertising for my home in my Facebook feed. They love that stuff, people. So make sure you get credit for it. That's what I want you to do, is really get credit for the things that we do. Kind of like the YouTube thing. They may not see the YouTube thing, but if you tell them, make sure they're aware that it's there, you're going to get credit for doing harder work than other people have done. And you don't even have to do the work. That's even better. So click that Impress Your Seller link and make sure their information is in there. So if it's above your median list price, it's free. We just announced the median list price for the coming year for every office. The reason we do it in every office is because if we did it for the company, then forgive my French, but some offices will get screwed. If the company median list price is, $195,000, and your office's median list price is $129,000, then you're not getting the value out of that. So we want to make sure that every office, it's fair for every office. So we just shared that with your manager on Friday. So they'll have those medians start February 1st. Also, one thing we've done is if your median list price is above 200,000, we're going to drop our amount that we'll boost down to 200,000. So if your median list price is 230,000 in your office, then everything above 200 will be boosted by at the company's expense. And then here's your deal. If it's below that median price, or for, if you want to do a full open house boost, or if it's for land or commercial properties, you can boost it at your expense. Street price is $49. Your co-op price is $35 for a week-long boost. So there's your options as far as boost. You have any questions about that, anybody? All right. Not hearing any questions, we will move on to the fact that the greatest majority of our web traffic, as you can imagine, is on smartphones or tablets. Why do I say that? Because we've got a very, very robust app. We love our app. The company, actually, it's the same company that does the boost, called HomeSpotter. We did a lot of research to find a company that could do it right for us. And we did. These guys are a leader, particularly in real estate apps. They're always updating this app, always making it more functional, more fun, more usable. And so apps, obviously, for information junkies. They're for the buyers, aren't they? They adapt. These adapt to their device, so there's no magic to, it's a great app. While we're doing this, while I'm talking about this, I encourage you to make sure that you have our app on at least your phone. If you don't, please do it right now. Pick up your phone, go to your store, search for Carpenter Realtors, and our icon, our bug, is going to be that C, the red C house. Find that and install the free app. And I'll tell you in a few seconds why that's going to be the case. One thing about that is, and I'll encourage you, anybody who has the app, to open it up and click on, let me see, I think they might have renamed this. Let me see if they have. I'm opening up my app. Yeah, when I say exclusive HomeSpotter, they actually recently renamed that to call it HomeScan. And what the HomeScan does is that it uses your phone's GPS to identify properties nearby where you are right now. I'll give you an example of how that can be used. One of our agents was in an open house not long ago, and somebody came to the open house and said, you know what, I'm not really interested in this house, but do you have any information on a house that's, around the block or 2 blocks away or something that I saw? This guy opened up the app, hit the home scan, and it showed the properties that are within the area. So that even displays, home scan even displays sold properties. So I will show you what that looks like in just a second, but now I want to get into the agent branded versions. Everybody has a branded app. So I'm going to say right now, pick up your phone. You have my permission to pick up your phone, open the app, and if you have not, click on the what they call the hamburger or the menu, which I think should be in the upper left side. It's the 3 bars. So you see a red bar at the top, then the 3 lines there. Click on that. And you're going to click on Agent Search. And then look for your name. And when you see your name, just click on your name or your picture, or click on the arrow next to it, to the right of it.
And if
there's
you're
your
not in there,
information. Yeah.
well,
Got it?
I'm not in there.
Oh, well, then you're either not in our system yet, or or it's in process. So keep that in mind. So for everybody who, once you find yourself down at the bottom of the page, set as preferred agent. Click that. And what is going to happen now is that every time, you're the example right now, but every time you look at a property, your information, your picture is going to come up as part of that property, directly beneath the picture and basic information. Now, that doesn't mean much to you, but you're going to want to have this in all of your friends, contacts, clients' hands. You want your branded app on their phone. Because then if they start looking for properties, particularly if you've got a buyer, get them on this app to look for properties, and get your contact information in there as a branded version of that, so that it's always showing up. You're always identified. It doesn't matter if it's your listing or anybody else's. You are showing up directly below that. So let me show you here are a couple of screens. Excuse me. On the right side is where you see, this is what, if someone clicks on a property, this is the view that they will see. They will see the picture, price, 3 beds, 4 baths, square footage, and just beneath all that is your picture, your information. But that only happens when it's your branded version of the app on their phone. This is really important for you to get this in here. Now, I'm going to, what you did just now, if you clicked on the menu and found agent search and found yourself and set as preferred agent, that's the easiest way to have anybody get this on their phone. There are other ways to do that. And it'll probably be tomorrow, but I'm going to send everybody, I have a few, typically I'll hand out things if we're in a live class, but I'll send you a how-to guide on the 3 different ways to get people to install your branded app on their phone. One is in person that we see right here. One is that you can send a link. You can text a link to all your contacts, people in your phone, that says, hey, it's Jim from Carpenter Realtors. I love my branded app. I love my Carpenter app to search for homes. Try it today. If they click on that, it installs your branded version of the app. And there's also a link that you can put in your email signature. You can put it on your website and things like that, that is branded to you. Once they click on that, it opens up your branded app. All right. And then on the left side, remember that home scan feature I talked about? That's what this looks like. So if you're just using your camera on your phone and you just hold it up, and down in the left corner, lower left corner, it'll show you all the properties that it is identifying within a mile of where you are. And then actually you see those little insets there where it says Old Mill Circle West, whatever. That's a property that is just on the other side. So you could be standing in front of a house that sold 6 months ago. This app shows it, and you could click on it, see what it sold for, and look at the pictures that are still available, things like that. That's the neat thing about HomeScan. I've shared that HomeScan with people. Say I'm having lunch with somebody and showed them that, and they tell me, "Oh my God, all the way back to the office or home, I'm just using this all over the place." And I use it, if a house in my neighborhood comes available for sale, guess what? App, HomeScan, there you go, boom. So it's a neat, fun tool. So this is the app. I encourage you to get everybody to install the app, but the value, that's just value to us if they install the app, but you want them to install your branded version of the app then. So please do that so that you get the value out of that. Next up, for listing presentation, listing promotion, is Paradigm. Paradigm is our company that does virtual tours for us. A virtual tour is automatically produced for every one of your listings. You don't have to do anything about it. We want to make sure that their experience, a buyer's experience on the website, is complete. So we want to make sure that virtual tours are on there. Now, in this case, let's admit it, a virtual tour is just the same pictures they've seen, but it's a slideshow with some nice music behind it. But in this case, it's another feature that other people are typically not offering for your sellers. It's another unique point of difference for yourself. Now, that's automatic. I encourage you to make sure that your sellers understand that this virtual tour is available. You'll get an email, you should get an email from Paradigm that the virtual tour is available, and it has links to the virtual tour. Typically, what we will do is you'll want to take those links and put them into Matrix, so that now if somebody is in MyBOR, where there's an agent or a potential buyers, they're going to be able to see these virtual tours also. It expands their experience looking for homes. So that's automatic. That's at our expense. What we do, we end up creating a Paradigm account for you. We pay for the account. That's how the tours are created. But also you have the ability to create your own tours. You can edit your tours for your listings, but you can also create your own tours for personal promotion. What do you do? Sometimes I've seen people who have done tours of neighborhoods. If you're farming a neighborhood or a subdivision, you can go out, take some pictures of the subdivision, make sure you can take pictures of some events around there, different seasonal things, and create a tour for, Bridgestone Woods, whatever, subdivision. And then when you promote yourself within that subdivision, that area, you can include the link to that, so that people now look and say, "Oh, you do know this area. You are the expert in my area." So you can do that. It's very easy to make tours. I've also had people who have done promotional events. This is kind of tough this time, with the COVID thing. But say you do breakfast with Santa, and everybody's kids come and they want to get their picture taken with Santa. Well, what do? You collect email addresses so that you can send them the picture of their kid with Santa, right? Well, you can also create a tour, a Paradigm virtual tour with all of these pictures. Share that tour with everybody. That tour is then branded to you as your information, your contact information on it. And you get the value out of that because of course they're going to look, no, let's click through here. Oh, it's nice. And then they'll save it. And so you're using that Paradigm license for excellent self-promotion, personal promotion that brands you better for all the people that you're sharing this with.
Excuse me, Jim, is it still photos only, or could you upload a short little video intro of yourself?
You can do intro, you can do video in there as an intro or an outro or anything else. Yes, you can. Okay, next up, it's even cooler. If you've heard of, you may or may not have heard of what they call Matterport technology. The Matterport company created a camera that shoots 360-degree still photos, but it creates a tour for a home. And what we call it, we've purchased a Matterport camera and are making this available to agents for your own tours, your own home tours. And we really do call it, it's not a virtual tour, it's virtual reality without the goggles. These are self-guided 360 tours. It has a dollhouse view where you can look and it looks like a true little dollhouse. And you can also create floor plans for it. So this is neat technology that if you've got a unique listing or just a nice listing, I mean, really, initially we thought that most people would use this for homes that are, higher end homes, nice, $500,000 homes and up. Our normal scan with this camera is probably it's well under 2,500 square foot homes. So very unique, and we've made it affordable for you. I'll say it now, then I'll repeat it later, but if the home is under 3,000 square feet, scanning it and then giving you all the links and everything, except floor plans, is $75. And then if it's between 3,000 and 5,000 square feet, it's $100 to scan it. And if it's above 5,000 square feet, it's $125. And that covers the cost of the operator. We have an operator that runs this, he's trained, and it covers the cost of the operator and storage for this. And then the floor plans are only $15. And I'll show you those. Here's an example of the dollhouse view. This is just a still photo, but I'll show you where that, how that looks. But this is, look at that. It looks like you're looking down on the entire property. Now, let me click. Now, let me see. I don't know. New share. All right. Are you guys inside hold on. Are you now inside a house?
Yes.
So you're viewing
Yes.
this. All right. So this is just a still that we're looking at of a single home, right? Well, with this 360 camera, I can go around and do a full 360 around and see every view from that link. I can look, I'm going to go to another view. I can look down and look at the flooring. I can look up, see the ceilings. I can do all of this. This is what, and then go to another view all the way around. You know what? What's that view from the front window? Let's go over here. There's that view and the view in. This is what the Matterport camera does. You know what? Let's go upstairs. What do you say we just go on upstairs and see what's up there? But this is what I'm talking about. It is a virtual reality without the goggles. So if you really want to impress somebody, or you have a home that is unique, you want people to see it, this is something that there are a couple of other cameras in town, but the last I knew, there were, a typical scan was in the $300 range. So it's a profit thing for those guys. I'm going to go to here's this. Let's go back, and I'm going to say dollhouse. Here's the dollhouse view, and you can go see how you look at it from all different angles. And then you can click and go to any of the rooms. So that's what we call the Matterport, what we call our Home Tour 360. So it's very unique, very cool, and really nobody else can do this without spending a lot more money than you would be spending. I'm gonna go back. Hold on a second. Let me see if I'm in the right one.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What did you say the cost was having this done?
All right. Depends on the square footage. I'll go over that again. If it's under 3,000, it's $75. If it's between 3,000 and 5,000 square feet, it's 100, and then 125 above that. Now, just so are you guys? Let me look here. All right, you guys seeing my my main screen again?
Yep.
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to go back again because I'm not. Oh, I know what I'm doing. No, I don't know what I'm doing.
While you're doing that, I just want to chime in and say I had a friend that was considering buying a Matterport camera and going into this business because the technology is so impressive. It is a fantastic platform.
Yep.
I've played around in it a lot, and you can just do it on your browser. Customer doesn't have to install a special app or anything like that. So it's very impressive, especially these days when people are doing everything virtually.
It is. I mean, I'm totally impressed by it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get back to, I'm using two monitors here, and I'm trying to get back to a screen. Okay, now are you seeing a floor plan?
Yep.
Okay. All right. This is what the floor plan looks like. So and they are very accurate because it's digitally measuring things. And so this is only a $15 add-on.
Is that for all floors or
Yes.
per floor?
No, it's just a flat cost once it's scanned. Let me.
Do you mean $15 add-on in addition to if you're doing the 360 whole package?
Yes, it has to be scanned first, obviously.
Okay.
Does Carpenter have drone shots available?
We do not right now. We're looking at it. The challenge we've got, of course, is that we don't know. Trying to manage something like that is very difficult. And so we do have. Yeah, we do have we do have some names of people who do that, but as a company, we don't. Let me. All right. Sorry, guys. Tell me what you're seeing right now.
Floor plan.
Floor plan.
Floor plan. My problem is I can't get past that screen right now. I can't. I can't click past it to get to my next screen. Nope. Nope. Hey, let's do this. While I'm trying to figure this out, why don't you guys take a 10-minute break? And then I won't be wasting your time trying to find all this, but I'll get myself back up in order. So we'll be back at say 20 after, and we'll finish up on promoting your listings. So see you in a few. All right. Here we go. I hope I'm sharing correctly. Anybody let me know if you're seeing homes for sale on TV.
We are seeing it.
Yes.
Yep, I see it.
All right. I'm having a good 10, 20 then. All right. So remember we're talking about your point of difference in listing homes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, come on. It's just locked up on me again. So you're not seeing a screen change, are you?
No.
Dang
No,
it.
it's still listing promotion, homes for sale on TV.
Dang it. Worked for a second. All right, we'll just do it this way. All right. Are you seeing the Indie channel right now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Scratch my head in. All right. Listing promotion. One way you can do this is to be unique in that you can put your listing in its own commercial on the 6 o'clock news. This is our WRTV home of the day. It's an 8-second TV commercial, airs during the 6 o'clock news, typically just after the first weather break. And you are reaching 35,000 households. This cost to you is $50. We're co-opting the remainder of the cost because obviously we get credit, we get value from it also. But it is very unique. Nobody else can do this for you. Uh-oh. Oh, come on, people. I'm just having a bad morning now, aren't I? I apologize. Let's try one more. All right, let me see if I can share. I might have to share these individually.
I have a quick question about that.
Yeah.
Is there a certain number of 8-second commercials that Carpenter is limited to, or is it just?
It is a home of the day, so there is only one per day. So, and it runs Monday through Friday, so it's 5 a week. So yes, there is a limit. You are the only one at that time.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys, I apologize.
Do you ever end up with a backlog of people wanting to use that?
You know what? That just depends on the time of year and inventory. Yes, of course, the answer is yes. When we first started this, we had a backlog of probably 6 to 8 weeks where we were trying to get this managed. And we'll try this screen.
So if we pay the $50 and it's backlogged, but it actually sells before it airs, could we pull it and get our money back, or?
You don't pay the money until after it airs, and you and if it comes up, if by chance you're running a few weeks before it airs, there's some value to that, and that if the home is still available, then you certainly have the chance to talk to your client and say, hey, here's another thing we're doing to help sell your home. But if it has pended or sold, if it's sold, we take it out of the list. If it's pended, you have the opportunity to say, go ahead and run it or pull it. So once you submit, you are not absolutely required, even if it's not pended or sold. If you were to say, you know what, I don't want to do it anyway, we're fine. We're going to pull it.
Is there time to substitute a different listing?
Typically, we won't do that because it's not fair to people who put another list, you know what I mean? If you say, I'm just going to put this one in as a placeholder, and then when that comes up, I'll decide which one of my listings I want to advertise. the other people that put one in just after you, would have to wait, and you kind of get it. It's tough for us to manage. So the answer typically is no, although I wouldn't say that Andy would never do that for you, but she may not be the happiest doing it. How's that?
No worries.
Is there any audio that comes with that, or is it all pictures, or what's the audio for those 8-second commercials?
Yeah, I wish I could show it to you, because yes, it is a commercial. It says, what it does, it says, here's Carpenter Realtor's Home of the Day. And it doesn't specifically talk about you, or because the voiceover is just generic, but the information is all.
I believe you can see lots of examples of these on the Carpenter Facebook page.
Yes, we post them every day. So they are all there. I'm so sorry, guys. This is just.
I'm going to give you a big plug for this as well, Jim. My
Yeah.
background is television advertising.
Okay.
And if you have the opportunity to do television for $50, take it.
That's what we typically say, is that, yeah, you can't, you can buy this kind of exposure, but not at that price. How's that? I apologize. What are you guys seeing right now?
Home of the
Home of
day.
the day slide.
So you're seeing the picture of the home of the day?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
your
we can
pages
all-
on the left.
Okay,
Your
all right. You
slides
know
on
what? Let's just keep it at this, because I can make this one work. How's that? So this is what the end screen looks like. It does show the primary picture. It shows your information, your contact information, price, and then it sends them to, if they want the Call Carpenter page that has all of that links them to your details page. So that's $50. Okay. We can also put your home on TV during our Sunday morning TV showcase of homes. It's another point of difference. Nobody else can do this. Airs Sunday on WRTV at 11:30 a.m., broadcast and cable, of course. And it's only going to cost you $16 for 2 airings of the show. So the show that runs this week, for example, would run again in 2 weeks. I haven't talked about this yet, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of the effort that you put into for this type of marketing, I'm not going to tell you that if you put an RTV6 WRTV Home of the Day in, or put it on TV Showcase, or do one of the other things, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to get 1 million phone calls and 100 offers right away. What's going to happen is you're going to get more exposure. You have the potential for more people to see it and potentially view and then put an offer in. But the most important thing, in my opinion, is you're going to have a seller that goes, I cannot believe all the work that Jim put into listing and selling my home. Because one of the biggest complaints we have about, normal people like me, have about realtors is that you guys don't communicate. My story goes back to, I listed a home. Let's see, I bought a home, sold a home, bought a home, sold a home, and then sold it, like the 5th transaction I had with a guy that was our family realtor. When we were doing that, the last time we listed the house, I never heard from him unless he was telling me to get out, we got a showing. He never communicated. I didn't know what he was doing, if anything, to promote my house. I don't want you guys to do this. Some of this gives you the opportunity. YouTube, hey, here's a link to your YouTube page. Here's the Paradigm virtual tour we're doing for you. Here's, don't forget to watch WRTV this Sunday morning at 11:30 to see your house during our TV show. And you have a seller who goes, I cannot believe all the effort that Jim put into getting our house sold. I want to tell everybody about that. So seller satisfaction is a big deal. And what this does, this is $16, people, to advertise your listing for 2 weeks, $8 per show. And it gives you 2 opportunities to contact your seller and say, hey, don't forget to watch on Sunday. I'm advertising your show at your house again in our TV show. So the value there is great. If nothing else for your seller, but also you get a lot of people watching this time of year. And in these situations, we're finding 12 to even 15,000 people are watching that show. And I'm telling you, it's not the most exciting TV show because there are no car chases. There's no comedy. It's just houses. But people are suckers for looking at other people's houses, and they do watch it. And we get comments.
Is that a half-hour show then?
A 30-minute show, yes. We are
And-
showing between 35 and 45 listings every show. So each listing gets about 30 seconds with a voiceover, and it'll say, come see this great Crawfordsville home listed by so-and-so. It's got 3 bedrooms and 3 baths, and it's on 2.5 acres with a pond. Be sure to contact so-and-so for your private showing. So that's what it talks about during the showcase.
Does it automatically pull photos that we post to the MLS, or can we upload different photos?
Depending on the photos, and I'll talk about photos in a little while, but it typically pulls you will submit 5 photos, 2 exterior and 3 interior. And so as long as they are approved, then when you submit, you'll be doing that. So you can choose which ones go. All right, listing promotion in newspapers. Raise your hand if you know what a newspaper is. Okay, a couple of us know what a newspaper is. That's good, because I typically don't ask if you get the newspaper, read the newspaper. But I'm telling you, here's the thing, is that newspapers, even if we don't use them, a lot of people do. Here's our open house ad. We are going to have, if you have an open house, we are going to promote your open house in the Sunday Star as well as online with the opportunity to do a HomeSpotter boost. There are 2 options for your open house. And I'll tell you, here's the thing about the Indy Star. They are producing 240,000 newspapers on a Sunday. Thursday and Sunday, they print 240,000 newspapers and distribute them, of course. And so you're not going to get that kind of exposure for people who potentially they want to find these homes, and people pick up the newspaper to look for open houses. And so again, seller satisfaction, even if you don't do it, explain that these are going into 240,000 homes. Where else can you advertise an open house or this listing in 250,000 homes? So here are your options. A 2-line listing is going to cost you nothing. It's just an address, price, short description, and your phone number. Submit your open house to that. It costs you nothing. If you want to do a photo ad in that, then you are going to cost you $18. It has your photo, so it's good promotion for you, shows the home, longer description. You can see it's an 80-character description as opposed to 24. And then it's got your name, not just your phone number, your name and your phone number. That is $18. And for you guys, there are sometimes opportunities if you have somebody in your office who says, hey, does anybody want to hold my listing on Hunter Drive open this Sunday? You can raise your hand and you can say, you know what, I'll do it. Will you pay for my photo ad? And typically they'll say, sure. Now that gets your picture in the paper, more promotion, potentially more visitors for you to meet at the open house. So that there's a possibility if you're holding somebody else's listing open, that it's not going to cost you anything. Third option is a photo ad with what we call a mini boost. Remember these boost ads that are social media and online, This is a 3-day boost for your open houses. It reaches between 1,000 and 2,000 targeted people. And that boost only costs $7 on top of the $18 for the photo ad. And then we co-op the difference. So those are your 3 options for promoting an open house in the Indy Star. And like I say, 240,000 homes. You can't get that kind of promotion. Even if you don't take the paper, you got 250,000 people that do, that potentially there are other people who are looking, those information junkies, the buyers, that are buying newspapers because they may find something in there this Sunday. Another option for you is the Indy Star Home of the Day. This is a standalone ad that runs in the main news of the Star. It's a 3-column by 5-inch ad, full color, 1 per day, so 7 days a week we have one of these. Full description, your picture, your information. The value again is potentially finding a buyer for it. The value is in your seller satisfaction of saying, I can't believe you can afford to, put my home in the newspaper. How can you afford it? Now, I'm doing that for you, sir. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about my cost, but your cost is only $50 to put that in there. So it's another opportunity in newspaper to promote your listings. We also have local papers. We are in, I like this little map just because it's a visual saying, here's every, if you have a listing, if you're in the Greenwood office and you have a listing in Hendricks County, you can advertise to people in Hendricks County with our local newspapers there. And these ads are very much like the Indy Star ad. Here are your little bit more recent circulation figures. So for those of us that go, nobody reads the newspaper. Well, even in Greencastle, 6,000 people take the newspaper. Even in Bedford, 4,500. So there's still a lot of, newspaper isn't dead. It's just attracting a different type of person, a different type of reader. And then here's your cost to do that. Bedford and Crawfordsville, those 2 options are 0 because the office decides what advertising is done. So their listings get priority. So don't just think, oh, you know what, I'm just going to advertise for free. But this is your cost. And then it covers 40 to 60% of the cost of the space that we buy in those newspapers. All right, also in print, magazines. We have a full color spread, a 2-page spread advertising in what is called the Executive Portfolio of Fine Living. If you've seen this, you saw it in maybe a doctor's office or a dentist's office, or, hopefully we don't hang around our lawyers' offices too much, but maybe there. This is distributed in the Indianapolis Business Journal. So 8 times a year to 17,000 locations. We have a 2-page spread with 36 listings in here. If your home is selected for advertising in Executive Portfolio, it's going to cost you nothing. Andy Grimes, my assistant, makes that decision. What we are doing with those is we attempt to find unique homes for an area. And you can't see it very well in this slide, and I apologize, but you will see that we are advertising homes, not just Indianapolis, not just Carmel, but there are Avon homes, there are Brownsburg homes, there are Shelbyville homes, there's Greencastle homes. As long as it's $275,000 minimum and looks good, we want to make sure our ad looks good, then yours has a chance to be selected and published here for free. And if it is, we'll make sure you've got a copy of the magazine that you can share with your sellers as another way, proof that you're doing more for somebody else. All right, now recapping, our goal is to reach more potential buyers. Signage is just the identification, of course. Online, syndication, new media. I hope you understand the value of that boost program, that HomeSpotter boost that gets us out there. You know, this type of market, you want to make sure that they have the opportunity to be advertised quickly. You know, the question was, how soon can I get it on TV? Well, the soonest is maybe 2 weeks, but we can boost that within a day, within 48 hours, sometimes 24. Print, television, it's all about multimedia. We all react to media in different ways, and if they're seeing a home, they see it online, then they happen to see it on TV, then they see it, you know, somewhere else in a boost ad or on their Facebook feed, they're more likely to respond and react to it. So that's our goal for your listing promotion. When you get a new listing, this form should be shared with you by the office. This helps us just manage the advertising so that you do the ad copy and things like that. All right, I'm not going to take a little break now, but I'm going to go straight on to speed dating if that's okay. This is what I call the online presentation of your listings. This, we've talked about promoting your listings. I want to make sure that the online presentation of your listings is correct and looks good and impressive and draws people in to look at it. I call this speed dating because let's just say that, you know, none of us know what speed dating is, of course, so I'll have to explain it. Speed dating, and I don't even know if they do it anymore, but in the old days, they would invite people to a hall or a room or something, and then I would be number 6, you know, man number 6, and somebody else be man number 7, and I would be able to talk to all the girls who came for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. I don't know how long it was. But we just kind of say, hey, who are you? What do you like? You know, what do you do? Tell me about your family, type of thing. And at the end of the day or the event, I would say, you know what? I kind of thought I had a connection with number 4 and number 6 and number, you know, I had a connection with all of them. But if those people then also said, I thought I had a connection with number 6, then they'll connect us again, right? But the point here is that I only had 3, 4, 5 minutes to make an impression on somebody. With your listings, you have 15 seconds, maybe. You have 5, 10, maybe 15 seconds to make an impression with a potential buyer who is looking. Here's what happens. I now decide I'm going to go to callcarpenter.com, and my wife and I have decided we want to look for homes in Avon between 200 and 250,000. I put in that search criteria and I see every home for sale in that price range. And I'm going to look at the description and the picture and decide within just a few seconds if I'm going to click on the details page for that listing. And if I don't like the picture, or if the description turns me off, I'm going to go on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And next week or the next few days, I might go in there and say, show me Avon Homes 200, 250,000, but only show me new listings or price changes. And if they didn't click on your listing that first time, they're not going to see it the second time. That's our speed dating concept here. So we've got to engage them. One way is with the description. Your remarks. Try to make it so that they can imagine themselves living in the home, and then also please proofread yourself. Here's why I say that. Look at the first word on the left side. I don't know what an immaculated 4-bedroom is. If you can tell me, now I'm not trained in real estate, so maybe that's a special term that I'm not aware of. But I've never wanted to live in an immaculated home. And you know, some of the abbreviations, and it's not the worst, it's just I would aim us over where we're saying, you'll love, spectacular floor plan. Spend your evenings or weekends outdoors on the gorgeous patio. Don't miss the laminated flooring throughout the bright kitchen. That's a description that kind of engages me. It draws me in a little bit. So keep that in mind as you write your descriptions to try, like I say, try to engage somebody and then proofread. Now, more importantly, in my opinion, are photos. Here are our rules. I'll share with you our photo rules. They're not that difficult anymore because our cameras and even I'm not going to tell you to use your phone, but your phone can take just as good of pictures as a lot of these, and we wouldn't know the difference. So what are our rules? Don't resize photos. You know, let us do that for our advertising. Don't cut off the home, please. I'll show you what that means, because we want to show the entire home and some of the area around it. We can't use Google aerials as residential primary for our advertising. For advertising, we can't use vertical or panoramic photos. They can only be certain, you know, you know what an old TV size is, what they call 4:3. That's the type of picture we need. That's not so you can't use a panoramic. And snow photos are only allowed November 15th to April 15th because we want them to appear seasonal. We don't want your house to appear dated. And now I'll give you some examples here. This is a shot that came in as a panoramic picture. Once we cut it down to size for advertising, the ends are cut off, so we can't use that. And you don't get the same impression. So just back up, let us get more of the high and the low. Just so you know, these pictures and all the ones coming up were taken off the internet not this last September, but a recent September. So the one on the right, the house on the right, this is September. I look at that house and not only I feel cold, but I'm like, how dated is that? How long has it been on the market that it's got snow on the ground? And if you look at the addresses, these are next door to each other. Remember speed dating. If I'm looking at these, which one am I going to go, oh, that's nice, as opposed to which one I go, oh, that better be priced right. And I'll talk about lazy agents a lot, but the one on the right, it took me actually a year before I realized that they didn't even bother to close the storm door. So that's, you know, if you think of yourself as a buyer, looking at these homes, about the same price range, you know, which one are you going to click on? Same thing here. The one on the right I took because it's too small. But look at the picture. I call it the Amityville house. I don't want to go into that house. But if you just look at the picture, it's just straight on. It's cold. I don't get any feeling of, you know, wanting to feel it. The one on the left is probably about the same area, same price range maybe, but it's a nice day. I got an angled view of the house. I'm more likely to click on that. Same thing, type of here. I pulled these in September. So what agent said, oh, you know what? I'm too busy. I can't go back and get a new picture of your home, folks. So think about your sellers also. Not only would we reject this for advertising, but your sellers are going, yeah, you know, they may not think about it, but go back and take fresh pictures. You will have some challenges with seasonality or things like that, but number one, the one on the left, it's a nice photo for that home. The one on the right, I don't know if you're selling me the mailbox, the car, or the trees that are in front of the house because I don't see the house. My suggestion would be, first of all, if that's your car, park somewhere else. Then these are digital pictures. They cost nothing to process. Take a picture here, then walk 5 steps to your right and take another one, and then edit yourself. Of the 20, 30 pictures you take of the exterior, edit yourself later, back at the office. You can always pick one later. Time of day is important too. Remember, it's all, I keep using the term speed dating. Use whatever you want, but you've got a few seconds to get their attention and to get their interest, to gather their interest. Interiors are the same way. I want to make sure that you have the opportunity here to get their attention, get their interest. And, which one looks like a kitchen I want to spend more time in, because you've got competition no matter what. Here's an example of where we asked, this is the same home. So look at the difference between how attractive it might be to your buyers, one way or the other.
That's the house, it's on Kerrigan Road, right? Looks familiar.
It could be. I don't know. It was one of our agent's listings, and we actually asked her, can you go back and take another picture? And she was kind enough to do that. So yeah, this was a year ago. Some other things where we just say, these aren't dramatic differences, but it does make a big, as soon as I say they're not dramatic differences, I say it does make a big difference. But it does make a difference as far as the presentation and your sellers also. I tell everybody that my homes, the homes I live in, look really good twice when I own them. Once when I bought them and first moved in, and once when I'm moving out. Otherwise, they may not be as uncluttered as I'd like, or the yard may not be as nice as I'd like. So you really want your sellers, in this case, to go, yes, that looks great. I love the way my house looks. I'm so excited about it. And so this is what we're talking about here. There are also things where you just go, what in the world? And this is one where, honestly, the agent told us that this was the only time that she could go to take a picture of that listing was at 4 a.m. And so that's the picture she got. So we prodded her into getting a different picture, but think about the seller, and then think about the buyers too, who are going to go, I'm not even going to click on that. That was the same agent that one time we had she submitted a picture, and we looked at it, and it looked like the camera was having a stroke because it was light in the center and then dark around the outside. And she actually said, I wish I had a picture of that. But she actually said, no, I went there. It was at night, and I shined my headlights on the house and took the picture. And so that's why it looked like the center of the picture was brighter and the rest was not. So please, I cannot emphasize enough the value of taking, just good quality pictures that make the home look good. You have to, I'm telling you the other thing, don't try to hide exteriors. Look at, there's a grain silo beside this house. We actually did have somebody, I've got that in another file, but we actually had somebody that the house that they were listing had a giant cell tower behind it. And they photoshopped the cell tower out of the primary picture of the home to make the home more attractive. Now, I don't need to tell you that's misrepresenting the home. And we didn't know about it until somebody posted that picture along with another picture of the home on Facebook and said, "Hey, what are you trying to do here thing?" Can't get away from that, can we? So like this is one where, no, go ahead and, maybe you don't have to do it from this angle, but I'm going to see the cell tower behind the home when I come up and look at it. I'm going to see the grain tower. I'm going to see these things no matter what. So hiding them or erasing them is not going to make that any better. And then also, as you're taking pictures, please ask your homeowners to spend less time on the porch while you're taking pictures. Or watch where your finger is on the camera. This is a nice picture. I'd probably center it a little bit differently, but it's kind of an ominous UFO coming in over the house that I may not want to have spend much time. I'm not sure if you can see this well enough, but the camera is tried to focus on the screen as well. So if you're taking a picture of the backyard, you can at least take a second and go outside, take a picture. And this I just found a couple weeks ago. I don't know what anybody was thinking, but this is how the picture actually appeared online.
Well, it's very creative.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's just bad. And then most importantly for me is some of us may not be the first one to see our listing online. When you tell your homeowner that their listing is live, I guarantee you that's one of the first things they're going to do. They're going to go to the website and see, I'm going to see what our house looks like. I'm going to see our house online. Let's go look at it. And, if that's your picture, if these are your pictures, they're going to go, oh, kind of like me when I would go, oh, I thought my house looked nicer than that. So who's going to be most critical? They are. Probably. Who do you want a referral from? Them. And they're likely to be the first to see it. So please try and do the right thing. Also, check your facts. The reason I want you to go online and look at your stuff as quickly as soon as possible is that some people make mistakes. And if we go online, we might be able to catch those mistakes sooner. And here's my best example here. Now, first, this is a home in Mishawaka, Indiana. And the first thing I looked at, now I saw something else I'll show you in a second, but then I looked at it and I thought, okay, please, what they typically say is that if you use all caps, you're yelling at somebody in print. If you look at that, it does look like immaculate and updated home ready to move into. It looks like you're yelling. Please, don't do that. Just use caps where you're supposed to. But then I looked a little bit more at the description. I thought the description is some of it's odd, and they didn't proofread themselves. You see where that second line says nice foyer entry, 8 feet by 11.2 inches. So turn sideways if you want to go into the foyer. And the 5-foot plus closets for coats and sweeper, as if that's what I would put in the closet. And then this one where you have to kind of catch your breath, accept carpeting in mudroom area from back door to full bathroom if coming in won't slip when going in home to bathroom from the pool. That's a good one. And then down a little bit further, and laundry, how convenient. As you go upstairs room, and then don't miss this turnkey home will everything updated. So please proofread yourself, proofread. But here's the important part of this one, as far as proofreading yourself. Let's check. This is a Mishawaka home, probably 3 or 4 bedrooms. It looks functional, not great. Not horrible, but let's imagine that it's it's listed for $134,900,000. Now, it doesn't, now, if you look, it doesn't compare quite as well, but it's got, well, it's got 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Well, okay, anyway, there you go. $134,900,000. I saw this. I don't know how I found it, but I saw it. And I got to tell you, first thing I did was email the listing agents. And if you guys get to know me, you'll know I don't want to use the word snarky, but I can get a little snarky sometimes. And I said, hey, I saw this this home on West Grove Street in Mishawaka and might be interested in it. Do you think the sellers would take a lowball offer of $100 million? I got to say, I did not get a reply back. Again, here's what it is. 134, this is on their website, their company website. $134,900,000. I did not get a reply back. That was after. But I will tell you that the next day, it showed up at $134,900. Amazing that it would have changed that much, but here's the other problem. Look just below the address, and you'll see that it's always going to show that the price was reduced by $134,765,100 on June 18th.
Deal.
So that's always going to show there now, isn't it? That's going to show that as the stuff. So the question is it good enough or is it the best you guys can do? So I want you to do the best you can do. All right, let's take 8 minutes. Come back at 10 after, and we're going to talk about personal promotion on top of listing and then listing presentation. All right, looks like we're back. Let's start over again. Let's start going. Here I want to talk about personal promotion and the tools that we can offer you to help make that happen. This is another thing. This is as part of your Paradigm account. Paradigm, remember, does our virtual tours. They also have a program called Reach Social. This automatically posts relevant real estate or home content to a business social media accounts. And this is to Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. I can't think of the fourth one. There's a fourth one in there. And it automatically posts it on your behalf. So what happens is you want to have a business real estate presence in social media. This gives you content to put in those accounts, and it posts it automatically for you. So you don't have to worry about and I got to get in there and post this now. What am I going to say? Well, in this case, you can go into your Reach Social account, your Paradigm account, and choose from 24 different types of content, and that can be home improvement, gardening, do-it-yourself, financial. I'm trying to think of all the other things, but there are a couple of dozen different topics that can be posted. You can post the ones that you think makes the most sense for you, and then you decide how often. It can post every day of the week. It can post 1 day of the week, 2 days, whatever you want. This is what the content looks like. So you can see regular maintenance seems boring, and then it links to how to maintain a water heater. And if they click on it, you'll get notified that it clicks. And then you also, if they have a question, it comes back to you. So they'll be asking you the question. So you might not, if you don't want to do anything about do-it-yourself, if you're not that type of person, you may not post do-it-yourself. But this is valuable because, number one, it costs you nothing, but you get content on your social media presence for your business. And what's going to happen is I will send you some information. This will be one of my handouts that I share with you to send you some information. What has to happen is that if you're interested, and if you want to just say, let's do this now, I want to make sure I make this happen now, then just email me. The easiest way is just use marketing@callcarpenter.com and say, I want Reach Social. And what we'll do, I'll create the account for you and then send you your username and password along with a phone number that you call. And you don't have to have your social media set up. Reach Social, the Paradigm people will actually help you set these up if you don't have them already. So you'll get, once we set this up, and if you want to do it, just email me now, and by tomorrow you'll have everything. But you'll get your username and password along with the phone number to call. You call the phone number, say, hey, when can we set this up? And they'll say, how about tomorrow at 4? Deal. And then it takes about 20 minutes, and they can help you set up your accounts and connect your Reach Social to those accounts. So it happens all at once. So it's just a nice touch, costs you nothing. It's automated, and you choose the content that goes on there. So as you get more people to follow your business accounts, they'll be seeing things that are relevant to this career of yours. And you would have the opportunity then to, better connect with them. They'll see you more often, remembering what you do. So that's important for your personal promotion, is just relevant content that helps them remember what you do, so that when they do have a need, boom, you're gonna be there for them. Next up, another call it a handout that you'll get within the next day, is to have us create for you an email signature. You know, I always like the one on the right just because she didn't know how to edit herself. There's just a lot of words in there, a lot of stuff. And your email signature can just be a graphic that you can add some other things with. Here's an example of what some of those graphics might look like. I will send you a form that allows you to select, you know, a template graphic. Linda can turn that around for you very quickly, and also sends back information on how to switch it within your, particularly it's within your Google, your Gmail, and call Carpenter. But in this case, you would have the opportunity to have something that makes you, our goal is to make you look like you've been in business for a while, you've been doing this. Let's make you look professional and give you some graphics that looks nice. So that's your email signature. So for personal promotion, Reach Social already, I'll send that to your email signature. Another opportunity is templated brochure, personal brochure. If you've got, you know, we just need to make one of these. We just need your bio, for example. This is a trifold brochure. You can choose the design. Linda can turn it around for you pretty quickly. Within that brochure, we can fill a lot of it up with Carpenter stuff, you know, home marketing and the things that are about Carpenter, and then a little bit more about you. You may not have much to say about you in your real estate career yet, but your personal profile, a bio that we can put in here that helps you tell somebody about yourself. You know, this type of piece, again, it's a trifold that you could actually print at the office. You could go to Staples, Office Depot, and say, hey, I need some nicer looking paper than just copier paper. And it looks like, I mean, your printers at the office are typically the same printers that a digital printer company would use. And so you can get that paper, it may be pre-scored for a trifold, and send that through the printer, and it looks like you've paid to have these done professionally. And it's something that if you meet someone, open house or listing presentation, or just meet somebody, you can certainly hand them a business card. And the business card's got your picture on it, your information on it, but it doesn't say anything else about you or what you might be able to do for them as sellers. This piece gives you the opportunity to say, here's some other thing, you know, here's a little bit more about me and what we can do for you. And so if you have this piece, then call it an open house. Say you're at an open house, you're going to hand somebody a flyer, of course, about the home. I would always suggest to have a Cloud CMA. You've got a Cloud CMA tech class coming up, but have a Cloud CMA a buyer's report that talks all about, you know, here's 20 pages about this home, but here's my business card. If they go to another open house, they're going to get a business card and a flyer. But if you hand them this brochure, it's something other than just a business card. Why would I want to work with you? Tell me about okay, here's this person that I met at this open house. So the value there is to just give you something that you can give to people that's more than just your business card. So I will send you the form if you want to fill that out. You can submit this and have this created for yourself also. As I talked about earlier, this is where you can really utilize Linda's expertise and graphic design. If it has to do with your real estate career, flyers, advertising, a personal logo, email signature, custom business cards, graphics for your website, property brochures and ads. If it has to do with that, that's going to cost you nothing as long as you understand that she's got some other stuff to do, so it may take a little bit of time to turn something around. So, watch your deadline so she doesn't have to destroy hers. How's that? But it's going to cost you nothing. I want to talk about Quantum Digital. Quantum is a digital printer and mail house actually in Austin, Texas. They specialize in real estate. They are our co-op partner for your direct mail and other promotional printing if you want. Specifically, it's direct mail. And direct mail is important these days more than it was even a few years ago because fewer people are mailing. They're not using as much mail. We don't get as much mail in our mailbox every day, so the mail we get stands out just a little bit more. The first thing you're going to have is that, and here's kind of a graphic example of what it might look like, but it's a front and back oversized postcard, a 5x7 postcard. That's your new agent announcement. It's a jumbo postcard, full color, and it announces, here I am. I found my new home. So you've got your database. You're going to find 100 people, your top 25, and then maybe people you used to work with and some others. Find 100 people who you want to say, here's what I'm doing now. Please think of me when you have a need. But I'm selling real estate. Let's get together and make this work. So we are going to pay 100% of the cost for the first 100 cards you send. So please take advantage of this. This is a promo code that your regional administrative assistant would have given you during your setup. So very important for you just to announce to at least your top 25, but you've got 100 cards that you can send at our expense that announces, here you're with Carpenter now. So that's the first thing I encourage you to do within Quantum. We also have just listed, just sold cards. So when you list a home, when you sell a home, you can mail postcards to either your sphere or to neighbors around the home saying, hey, I've sold a home, activity and success. We also have farming and open house cards, new agent announcements. So these are all the things that you have in Quantum. Let's start with just listed and just sold. These are full color jumbo postcards. And our co-op is that we are paying for 25 of these cards at our expense for every listing and every time you close. So it's free to you for the first 25. And how much does it cost? There, I think to print, now remember they are printing both sides in color on a glossy covered stock and addressing these and mailing these. So all the expenses, including postage, is just under 80 cents per card. So if you want to mail 26 cards, then your entire mailing for a just listed property is going to be 80 cents. But they do all of the work. They mail it, no stamps. You don't have to do anything else. You will find, I don't have an example here, but they have what they call trigger marketing. Trigger marketing is Quantum's just listed program that is designed to generate leads or interest. A little bit more than just an announcement. Trigger marketing, when you get a listing, you will get an email from Quantum. Again, congratulations on your new listing. Would you like to mail your 25 free just listed cards? Now, what the difference is, if you go to the normal Quantum just listed section, you can choose from a couple of dozen different designs. And you can mail to whomever you want. With trigger marketing, There is one design, and the design is about, I've just listed this home in your neighborhood. Would you like to find out what your home might be worth? So it's about competitive market analysis. And it only mails, trigger marketing only mails to the 25 people who are nearest to that listing address. So its purpose is to hopefully generate a lead in a competitive market analysis type of thing, home value. But you can only mail to the 25 people around there, and you only have one design. But it's automatic. All you have to do is click yes in the email, and it will automatically send out. If you want to mail to your top 25, or if you want to mail a different design, then you've got to go into this other section of Quantum. So if nothing else, please spend our money. We are more than happy to have you spend our money and send these 25 cards at our expense. You get the value out of it. And, we get some value, but we're paying for it, so we're good. Farming opportunities.
Jim, excuse me, that trigger option is good for both the just listed and just sold?
It is, however, in just sold, their programming is a little bit limited. And I say that because if you have a buyer for how about this? If it's actually confusing for me. In Quantum, if your listing is sold by another carpenter agent, they get the trigger marketing alert. I've been trying to get them to reprogram that. They can't do that. So your listing is sold by another carpenter agent. The other carpenter agent gets a trigger marketing alert. If you sell your own listing, you have both sides, then you'll get that trigger marketing alert for the sale.
But on the listing, obviously it's cleaner. There's only one party involved at that point.
Yeah. If you have a buyer for another broker's listing, it's not recognized by Quantum. So trigger marketing for solds only works with carpenter listings, and then it depends on which side it is. So it's confusing, and I know it is. They just can't program around it right now.
Jim, I have a quick question.
Yep.
So it says carpenter pays for 40% of the cost of up to 200 pieces per month. Does that reset on the first of the month or a month after you sent them out?
And this is for farming, but this is every month. So it should be the first of the month.
Okay. Thanks.
So these are our farming cards. We're done with the, like I said, the just listed and just sold. We pay 25, you pay 100% after that. Farming, we are going to pay 40% of the cost of mailing up to 200 pieces every month. So yes, at the first of the month, that is supposed to reset. So if occasionally I'll get somebody who said, hey, mine didn't reset. It just takes, somebody at Quantum to fix that and you're done. But farming is for, stay in touch, just keeping your name out in front of your sphere or areas, neighborhoods that you're farming. You want people to remember what you're doing. That's basic advertising, is remembering what you're doing. So we really want you to utilize some of this. We do have a number of, you can customize cards. You see the one down at the bottom of this one where it is custom to Reinhard. Linda designed it. And Linda will put it in your account, your carpenter library, and then that'll be co-opted if you want. Or we've got a number of different designs that are automatically available for the farming co-op. Quantum also has, again, it's a separate one. It's called AutoMail. This is the one we actually encourage you to use. AutoMail is if you go to your Quantum account, it's the first one that shows up there. There are two options in AutoMail. One is for past clients, where it will send a postcard every year on the anniversary of their closing date, saying, "Hey, I was so happy to represent you. Please give me a call if you have any questions, but happy anniversary in your home." And that goes for 5 years. It's a $19 charge to set that up. More importantly, is their auto mail for your sphere, your neighborhoods, things like that. You can set this up at the beginning of the year. You can set this up anytime, but it goes for the following 12 months. There are 10 or 11 different designs. Some of them there's a couple of recipe cards in there. More importantly, there are home and market, value analysis cards. There are 3 or 4 different designs like that. There's some seasonal things that say, "Hey, it's spring. Here's the type of thing you might do around your home in springtime." The goal here is to automatically have your mailings completed for you. You don't have to remember at the beginning of the month, "I need to do a mailing," or what that mailing is going to be. You choose at the beginning of that 12-month period what that's going to be. You choose who that's going to go to. And then at the beginning of every month that you've chosen, it will automatically mail that card for that month. You can choose to mail every month. You can choose to mail, if right now, if you just went into auto mail, you could say, "I want to mail 1 card in November to 200 people." You can do that. And then in November, it'll remember and it'll say, "Doop, there it goes. There goes your mailing." You're not charged for these until they actually mail. So you don't have to pay for them up front. So you can actually cancel it if you had to, or change the number of people who get it, and the numbers don't change because you're not charged until they are actually mailed. One of the ones in there, and when we have a tech class coming up on quantum, I'll show you that. One of the ones in there is a neighborhood report. And what it does, it actually takes the address, the specific address that it's being mailed to, and will show homes that are for sale and sold around that specific address. So you can mail to people in, Shelbyville and Columbus and Indianapolis and Avon, and it will show homes around their home address. So it's a market report based on quantum. It costs a little bit more, but we're still co-opting that cost. But that's just a cool one because I guarantee, there's some things that somebody's going to pick it up out of their mailbox, look at it, read the back, see your picture, and toss it. There's some things like these market reports, if they look at it and they see, "There's my address, there's homes," wait, what? They're going to stare at it. You get more time in front of them. So that's what they call auto mail.
And is that 80 cents then to mail the actual pieces?
Yes, about the same thing, but remember that we're paying 40% of the cost of up to 200 pieces. So your cost is 48 cents for each of those. And then I think, like I say, I think that market report is an extra 10 cents or something, nothing dramatic, but it's got better value for you too. But I encourage you to go in. If you know anything about quantum now, if you got your login, go in and take a look. You don't have to finish it, but when we have the tech class with quantum, it's always good to have that stuff set up because then that part of your marketing is done. You don't have to think twice about it. It's kind of like the email campaigns we'll talk about. That'll be done for you. Another reason to use quantum is that they are just better quality cards. Nothing against Lynn Worthrich, but She printed a card at the office and then cut it up. It's one color card. The artwork is kind of a train wreck. And I'm not terribly impressed by that, as opposed to the Dykes card, which we can be more impressed because of it just looks nicer. This looks more professional. So, your personal website. Another tech class. The first, I will tell you this. You can customize your website to almost as much as you want. What you see here in this picture is the default. We default to a skyline picture of Indianapolis. Your picture's there with a welcome page and some other stuff. That's your default. You can customize it to that background picture is much more customizable. I mean, here's an example of one that Linda created for somebody, for Michelle Allison. That's Michelle's personal brand, her logo, and then the picture for her website. I really do encourage you, first of all, to make sure that you have a solid profile, a bio for your website. If you do nothing else for your website, please make sure you've got a bio and have it entered in your website admin so that it appears when somebody goes to search for you at callcarpenter.com. All right, I'm gonna do something really daring here and try to share another screen. I know. I'm just asking for trouble. Let me see if I can go. Out of here. Move that. All right, tell me what you're seeing, guys.
RTV6 slide.
Darn it! Dang, now you're seeing what's up there. Okay, I think I can figure this one out. Are you seeing Noblesville?
Yes.
All right, this is Julianne Jensen's website. This is what you've got here is one that she sent a picture and said, hey, can we format this for my website? Yes, of course we can. And this, it's better than the Indianapolis background for her, of course. It says, hey, I work in Noblesville. No question what that's all about. I'm going to scroll down here on her website. What's your home worth? We want some of this stuff. I briefly touched on earlier, our market insight reports, our market updates on our website are very robust. This is, if you're seeing the Noblesville market update, this is a current snapshot of homes that are new on the market in the past 30 days, homes sold in the past 30 days, homes for sale currently, average asking price. This is all current information. And it's available for any area. We already have every town, city, school district, county available here. But we also have a number of neighborhoods. So if you have, on your website, your market insight is defaulting to your office location. So if you're in the Greenwood office, it'll show Greenwood, but I have some people say, I'm in the Avon office, but I'm really focused in Hamilton County. Can I change that? Yes, you can. And that's what will show up. But if you do that, I mean, here's, we can change, here's Fountain Square, boom, generate report. And it'll show us all the information for Fountain Square for a specific area. And this is really cool stuff because if you're farming an area, this is all information that you can actually share with people. You can subscribe your buyers to these reports. So you can sign them up to get this on a weekly, a daily basis, whatever. They can get new alerts, new listing alerts, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's always branded to you. That's the beauty of this, is that it's always branded to you. It always comes back to your website, generating more traffic on your website. So that's what I want to make sure we find the value there.
I have a
I'll
couple
go here.
questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So did Julianne have to pay for copyright rights to use that photo on her website?
That is actually a photo that she took.
Okay.
Okay, so that is her own photo. Let me go back to Julianne.
So if we do take a picture of something, you can format it the way it'll fit on the website, right?
Yeah, that's what Linda can do for you.
Okay.
And you'll see where at the top of the photo, how about this? I'll even say, you can do it yourself. You can it's easy to drop in your own photo. But the sizing can be weird. And the biggest thing for us is look at the top where you can still see the menu up here at the top. I'm going to go to another one that they put their own in, which is fine, but you'll see that it's not as easy because Linda didn't see how this is. This certainly tells me that Vicki works in Avon. She knows Avon. These are all of her pictures, and she took a bunch of them and had it all formatted to this size. But the only problem is some of the menu up here I can't see as well because of that. Spelled it right. Yeah. So here's Michelle, same thing. Linda took this and made sure that this is all very visible up there.
And she's probably making sure it displays properly on mobile because that lays
Well,
out.
and I'll tell you what, this because of the website, it all adjusts itself. See how? And you're right, Linda's graphic always works. It always fits in there. See, this might be the mobile view or the tablet, things like that. So yes, that's what the website does. Let me show you a little bit more about customizable. Oh, in fact, let me go back. I'm back. I'm going to go back on Julianne's, and I want to show you her profile, her bio. So here this is Julianne Jensen, regional manager. Meet Julianne. Full paragraphs. If I'm Googling Julianne, this is what I want to see. I want to see this information. And then these are the testimonials I talked about. People can submit testimonials on your website, and you can decide, because this is your website, you decide if you are going to display them or not. So if somebody puts in a negative testimonial, you can certainly reach out and say, I'm sorry you feel that way. But you can also say, but the public's never going to see that, because this is your website. And then also, if you have a Zillow profile, your Zillow reviews populate into this website also. So here's what I'm saying. If I just met Julianne and I Googled her and I found her, then this is how robust this page is. There's her information. Here's her bio, testimonials. Oh, I can add a testimonial. Okay, and her reviews and sold listings. So this is all the stuff that's like, this is a very viable page.
Where can we get those Carpenter lapel pins that she was wearing?
I'm not, I think you should have, you know what, ask your regional manager.
Okay.
That's all I can say. I don't know. I think, because I thought it was something that came as part of your welcome packet, so maybe not. Now let me go here because now I'm not getting on Tim Boston, but I'm looking at Tim. I met Tim. I see, here's Tim, add a testimonial. But I don't know anything more about him. You know, there's no profile here. There are no testimonials. I can see Tim's picture and his listings. So think, you know, that's not what I want for you guys. I want you guys to realize that you want that page to be more robust. Now I'm going to prove something here. Robert, how long have you been with us?
I was in CRI for a year, and I recently switched from referral status to active status in December.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use you as an example just because
Please.
it's a start. But what I'm saying is I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to say Robert Gomez Realtor. Now there may be a bunch of you.
It's
But
a
let's
very
see what
common
comes
name.
up. Sorry?
It's a very common name.
So I'm just going to say, okay. So realtor.com. So, okay. So I don't know Riverside, California. So maybe I need to go in here. Now I'm just being a normal person. Robert Gomez Carpenter. Let me put some spaces in there. And look what comes up first. First thing is your Call Carpenter profile. And now I'm not going to go in there to see if your bio's in there because I'm sure it is. But if we pick somebody else, you guys, anybody want to name somebody in their office that's been fairly new to the company?
Steve Rosenbaum, I think is pretty new
Rosenbaum?
in Noblesville.
Steve, I know Steve Rosenbaum, and I'll just say, again, let's just go with nothing right now and see if something comes up. Nope. So we know there are a lot of Steve Rosenbaums, and that's not him. So we'll just try Realtor. And there it is. There's another guy. And here's what I'm telling you is I continue to find this. That's why I say just send me a name. Because after about 6 months, 9 months at the most, if somebody is to Google your name, and if it's not a common enough name, then it's going to come up with either your Carpenter website or your Carpenter profile page as the #1 result. And here's what I mean. Sorry, Tim. Do you want this to be your profile that they see? Because if they're Googling you, they want to know more about you. Or do you want this to be it? So that's why I really want you to get your profile to be active on the website. So yeah, please make sure that your profile page is complete. All right, please tell me you're seeing personal promotion again and Michelle Allison.
Yes.
All right, so these are customizable. I'm not going to, when we do the website class, I'll show you how you can customize stuff, but you can build any number of pages, you can link, you can change out your graphics. You really do, like I say, most important for you right now is your bio. Just focus on your bio. Let's get that in there. And if you have any questions, you have any problems, I am happy to edit bios because I don't want to, I don't want you to go, I don't know what to write or whatever. Give me something and I'll edit it for you. I can't start from scratch and write something about you, but I can help you edit and get you to a product that you're more comfortable with. But let's get that in first, and then further down the line, we can talk about how to customize, add pages, add new graphics, and make your website really personal and custom to you. And then your property-based CRM. I want to make sure that you guys understand the value to that. If you have not, please get activated on that yet. Get your database together. Its value to you is it's one place where you can manage all of your contacts. You can keep all your contacts in place. You know where to go to get their number, their email, their mailing address, things like that. This is all based on, you know, that Salesforce is international leader in contact relationship management. This property-based system is based on that platform, and it's customized to real estate. So managing your contacts and getting them set up on email campaigns is, in my opinion, the most valuable here. The email campaigns, we've got several different kinds. Its purpose is within your personal promotion to keep your name out in front of somebody. Everybody you know needs to remember what you do whenever they have a real estate question, need, or somebody asks them about something. You want them to be able to say, oh yeah, I'm, you know, somebody comes up to them in the office and says, hey, we're thinking about selling it. Do you know a realtor? Yes, I do. Or, you know what, I just got an email from somebody that I used to work with. Let me forward that to you. It's got their information in it. That's the value here. You can't, it's basic advertising. If you are not advertising yourself, you are going to be forgotten, I'm afraid to say. So I encourage you to get your database set up, work with Nancy to learn more of the property-based system, set up one of these campaigns that automatically sends the emails out at certain times. One of my attachments when I send that to you tomorrow will be information about the email campaigns and what's included in those. So you know what they are. So you know, oh, this is the one I want to set up. The important thing here with personal promotion is, like I say, consistently being in touch with people. This is this is real estate specific, but they talk about 33 touches, combination of emails, mailings, letters, cards, or drop-offs. 33 times, then 8 touches of other cards, 3 telephone calls, just things that you can do. Set up a, you know, kind of put together a plan where you are getting in touch with people within your sphere, your contacts on a regular basis, at least, I'll say this, at least once a month, all the time. Because we have short memories. You want to be the first person they think of when they have a need or a question. Proof of that is milk. The milk industry back in the Great Recession thought, you know what, everybody knows about milk. Everybody, no problem there. And so they stopped advertising. And as a result, nothing happened for several months. People still bought milk. But the research said after a year of no advertising, milk sales declined at a sickening rate, and that people are more convinced of their choice if they see the brand advertised. How does this relate to you? This relates to you in that obviously you're not milk, but the more you stay in touch with people, the more they go, oh, Jim's still in real estate. Oh, look, he just sold a house. Oh, I just saw a post that this guy did about home improvement. That reminds me of what he does. That's the value of that personal promotion that you've got, is to be able to keep your name out in front of somebody. If you look at any advertising, think of any advertising you can remember right now of any kind. The first ones that come to mind are the ones that are most frequently advertised to you. They are consistent. you're not remembering a company that you went to or you saw a postcard from once 2 years ago. And if you don't do this, you're eventually going to be forgotten. But that's why these email campaigns, the auto mail from Quantum, you know, how can we help you automate much of your own self-promotion so that you don't have to deal with, you can go out and worry about getting appointments, doing your listings, managing that stuff, and your personal promotion is on, call it, you know, autopilot. It's on cruise control. That's what that value for that stuff is. All right, I've got 4 minutes. I want to briefly touch on personal branding. Personal branding is what we talk about where how we identify something that's different, unique to you. We don't really want to do this yet with you until you get your feet on the ground. You know, once you get some listings and you're doing some stuff, then let's focus on this. But when I talk about personal branding, I say, you know, you are a brand. Keep that in mind. The Carpenter brand is your support vehicle, but your contacts, your sphere, your friends, your family, all of that, we want that. They're going to call you. And all you're doing is, you know, Carpenter is your support, is the company that's behind you, that backs you. And so when we talk about branding, it's how they feel about you, what the relationship is with you. There's no way to separate the business from the brand. The brand is the sum of the experience customers have with the business. So what do I say? It's how we feel. A brand is how we feel. Some of you, probably most of you, are Coca-Cola people. If you want a soda, you're going to go, I want a Coke. And those of you that are Coca-Cola people will look at Pepsi and go, oh, God, that's so sweet. I can't stand that thing. I can't stand Pepsi. And yet somebody who likes Pepsi will think about Coke and go, oh my God, it's so tart. I don't like Coke. Well, you know what? Here's the thing about Coke and Pepsi. They are the same thing. They are water. They are sweetener. They are carbonation. They are, you know, they're coloring. They're the same thing. It's just our relationship with Coke or Pepsi creates that brand. I freely tell people, my wife is happy to drive past 2 or 3 Walmarts to get to a Target. And there are people in my classes all the time that go, what kind of an idiot is she? Walmart's great. I love Walmart. And I say, they sell the same thing, don't they? They sell groceries, they sell household items, they sell clothes, they sell all the same stuff. So what's the difference, people? Well, it's the brand, our relationship with them. So eventually, that's what I want to talk about, is how you're a brand. How we identify a point of difference that you have against the 8,000 plus other people that do the same thing you do. Around Indianapolis, there are more than 8,000 people that have the same product you do, which is real estate, houses. How can you be more memorable to the people that you have been in contact with, your contact base? So that's what branding is all about. You know, what makes you unique? That's what we try to identify. So after you get your feet on the ground, get in touch with me. Let's talk about that and go from there. So our goal with branding, determine a unique point of difference, and more importantly, communicate often and consistently. That top of mind awareness that you need to have with your sphere. That's the advertising side of it. So I always say personal promotion, marketing yourself is more important, and then branding helps it be more effective. So backing up, here we go. What do we do to help you pay for things? Reduce cost. Listing promotion, it's Home Tour 360, Home of the Day, TV showcase, photo ads in newspapers. The boost ads, where we either pay for them or help you pay for them, sign writers or signs, postcards and personal brochures. That's how we co-op things. What is free? Signs and stakes, listing syndication, of course, all the things here that we do for your listings. And then also your property-based CRM, no cost to you. Just utilize it, please. Use your database, your website. Get your bio up there and make sure that you're getting the value out of that when because somebody will Google you and they want to find out more about you as a result of that. So this is what we're trying to accomplish for you on the marketing side. If you just pay attention, then we won't be upside down. Yep, it's another picture that I saw online that nobody noticed. For your, again, here's your listing promotion. This is your, how you present your listings. Make sure you get your pictures right, do it right, go from there. And then for your personal promotion, maintain top of mind awareness. Get your get your database set up, get your drip campaign set up. It's automated. Quantum, if you use their automail, you're set up, and we're paying 40% of the cost of that. I mean, between the drip campaigns and postcards, you could be in touch with 100 people in your sphere, and it's going to cost you, $25 a month to do that 2, 3, 4 times a month. So your cost is virtually nil to manage all of that. And then neighborhood farming, how can we create graphics for that? Can you build some other stuff that is specific to people? Local advertising, shameless self-promotion. Get some graphics for your car. Put your name out there. But don't worry about that. Just be frequent and be consistent in your promotion, and they will remember who you are. It is 12:03. I'm late. I will stick around for a few minutes if you've got questions. Otherwise, look for an email from me, Jim Newell, probably by tomorrow, that has several attachments, that is some more details that would normally be my handouts for this class, as far as how to do a few things, a little bit more details on how to do a few things that I think are important for you now. All right. And that's it for me. So guys, go out there. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a couple questions, Jim, if you have time.
I do.
So I'm in the process of making a Facebook page for real estate, and I'm looking. Is there like a Carpenter cover page that I can use?
You mean like a graphic of sorts?
Yes.
There is not one that's automatically. What I would tell you is reach out to Linda at lnewell@callcarpenter.com. So LNEWELL @callcarpenter.com, and say, hey, I'm doing a Facebook page, and I need a graphic. If you're just that generic with your question, she can say, hey, here's 3 or 4 that I've done for other people that I've got available to you. So it's not a company-wide thing. It's just something that she's got that she can say, here's some options for you. Which one do you want? Or she can do a custom one for you. Keep that in mind too.
I'm sorry, can you repeat her email address?
Yes, I can. LNEWELL @callcarpenter. So Newell.
Just
with
ask
2
for a
L's.
cover photo image, right? Probably that's. I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Cover page. Yeah. Cover image. Yeah.
And I was going to ask that too. Is there any kind of quick tips sheet about setting up your Facebook page or your Instagram or anything like that Carpenter has put together?
I would tell you that's what you would do with Reach Social.
Okay.
Because they can get if you don't have a page set up, that's what they do for you. They're like, okay, now click this, go here, do this. And then your page is set up. And then, from Linda, get the graphics, And then once you get your Reach Social set up, then that's going to be automatically posted. And then the key really is just promoting it. Get more of your friends, your followers on your other places to follow this. And that's really the key at that point. Once you get some content, get some followers, and then it posts to their sites.
One more question.
Yeah.
Would you happen to have a good resource for if we want to do a graphic on our car, or even just a carpenter sticker or something?
Or like a magnet, door magnet or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, again, Linda is your resource to design those, yes. We actually do all of our hanging and custom signs, you know, the writers that you've got, those are all done through one of the Fast Signs offices here. So I can certainly have them quote that and price that for you. So as far as production of those, they can do that. I can try to manage that for you. You can go there directly. If you got somebody else in the office, they may have gone somewhere else. There are a lot of places that do that, but we can certainly guide you in at least one direction.
I have a question. Does anyone know if doing the magnet for the car is effective or not? You don't see much of it anymore.
I would simply say any kind, again, I use the word shameless self-promotion. Does it hurt you at all? If you're a horrible driver and you have a lot of road rage, it can hurt you a lot. Yes.
True. Okay.
But if not, I mean, as long as you realize that your name's on the side of the car, and anything you do that would anger people would be negative. But otherwise, remember, your goal is just to have people remember who you are. So
Okay.
like in your neighborhood, you know, the route you take from your house to the office or in the store, just to have them remember your name. I can't quantify that, because most of the time, if you get a phone call about, hey, I'd like to talk to you, and you say, hey, how'd you hear about me? They won't know. Or they say, oh, I got something in the mail from you, or they won't know. But that's, you know, the stuff on the car is definitely not going to hurt, and it
Okay.
has the potential to help.
Thank you.
Others?
So who's our contact to personalize your website?
Personalize,
Linda.
customize your website. There are two options for you. I mean, I'm the trainer on that. But I would tell you, if you assuming you have access to your property base, then in your property base files and then the libraries, I'll make sure I note this in my email to everybody, but in your files and libraries, there are how-to guides for your website. And these are step-by-step guides that and it's all pictures, and it really is website for dummies. And I'm not calling any of you dummies. I'm just saying we've created it so that if you don't have anybody standing over your shoulder saying, push this button and do this, that you can find your way to customize this. So all of those guides are in there to help you get started, and that's how you even put your profile in there and things like that. But we also, I don't have it in my calendar right now, but we have website classes. They're a little difficult to do when we have to do them via Zoom. But once we can have some live classes, we'll be having more workshops on that. So I would tell you, Lisa, right now, go to your property-based files and libraries.
And where
And
do
look
you
for your-
locate that?
This is in property base. Let me see. Let me see if I can.
I'm not familiar with property base, so
Let me
that's
go
what I'm
here.
learning in this training. They're telling us all this information about where to go, and where it's located, but they never really tell us how to get there on some
Okay.
stuff.
Well, okay. Are you guys seeing Julianne Jensen again?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go. Here's Lisa. You need to reach out to Nancy Wilson. who is nwilson@callcarpenter.com. She's our property-based guru and trainer. But so she'd be the one to schedule a time to get you set up in that and to get you up to date. So if I'm going, so here I am, it's at salesforce.com, but it's carpenter.my.salesforce.com. I'll log in, and this is our CRM. I'll click on files, libraries over here, and I go to, let me see if personal website training guides, how-to guides, and say, let me see if I can find your homepage. So your homepage and webpage, edit your homepage. So you see this, so these are the guides now that say, log in with arrows. Click the pages link with arrows. So you can see we try to make it as easy as possible to do these edits. So there you go. All right, so yeah, Nancy Wilson is your resource to get set up and activated in PropertyBase. That's where your database is going to be, and your email campaigns and all of that. So yeah, reach out to her so that you can get that going right away. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
have a question that goes back to HomeSpotter. When you do it, mine does a 1 mile radius. Is there any way to extend that parameter?
Oh, for the home scan?
Yes.
No, because what happens is it gets too crowded, and you really even want its purpose really with the home scan is to stare at your camera and kind of hold your camera out and point at a house and say, oh, that was for sale, that sold 6 months ago, or there's one in the next block. Really with that, if you're going out further, then you're going to use the normal, call it the mapping function.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, thank you very much. I'm sure my background's advertising and marketing, so I'm sure I'll be bugging you guys for quite a bit, trying to utilize your services. But it's all great stuff.
That's the purpose. I mean, if I have a complaint, it's because people don't use us enough, because they just, anyway, you'll take advantage of it, and don't ever feel guilty about saying, oh, I'm just abusing your time. No, that should be your goal.
Thanks.
All right, everybody.
And Robert, if I have some thoughts on Facebook marketing, I've got a background in that as well. So if you're thinking of doing stuff on Facebook, feel free to connect with me offline, and I'll give you some ideas.
Do you have an official Carpenter email address yet?
I don't. I'm about to pound out an email saying, where is it? So I can't get into any of these systems yet. So
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll be in touch for sure.
I did send you an email earlier about drone photography.
Oh, okay. I'll
So
check into
look for that it's court@courthowell.com is my current email.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, everybody?
Yep. I'm good. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thanks. Good luck.